Hey guys, Fazzy back here. It is time for episode 14 of our Quebec Nordiques Draft to Glory franchise mode here in NHL 25. And let's just get into it here. Coaching staff, take a look at it. It's literally the best we can get. Cannot get any better. All A pluses for the NHL. Again, hopefully this can carry us to some very decent team success. Going over to our lines here, very similar to the past few years, but should be a team that absolutely dominates the NHL. Look at that top line. Even the top six is so good. And at this point into franchise mode the later years, I think that bottom six would hold up against a decent amount of teams. Going over to the defensive side of things, led by Quinn Norman and LaBelle, Jacques LaBelle. Jacques here will also be making his debut this year, former 15th overall pick back in 2034. Hopefully he can become somewhat of a player for us, especially on the defensive side of things. Goaltending, William Lassell here, up to 97 overall. He is just so insanely good, just passing 300 wins, and he is the man keeping this series alive. Deschamplain once again will be his backup this year. Expect big things from both of those goalies. And then before we get into it here, take a quick look at the draft class here for this upcoming year, just in case somehow we were to fall out. What is available here from the QMJHL? So first off, Madonna there. He's an American defenseman. Definitely would have been a nice one to get, but it definitely looks like we do have some options here. Honestly, I'm not too mad. A lot of these guys we can get probably a little bit later on too, so at least we know there is other first round talent here in the QMJHL this year that is Canadian, that is eligible to us. And we'll have to see when it comes to draft time who is still available, who's on the board, and what is everyone looking like. So let me go and get started with the simulation. I will meet back with you guys at some point later on in the season, depending on this team's success. Alright, so I'm back with you guys here a couple weeks after the trade deadline. Good reason for it. We're sitting 49, 16, and 7. What probably easily the best run here that we've had so far with our Quebec Nordiques. This team honestly has just absolutely amazed me. It was weird because we started like 1-5-1 or something like that. I was like, oh great, we're going to be falling off here. But yeah, we totally turned the season around. Had a ton of success here in the really just middle part of the season, which has carried us to now being over 50 wins, well over 100 points. Going to be one of the top teams once again here in the NHL, which is good to see. Because we're going to have to start capitalizing now. These next few years are crucial if we want to succeed in this challenge, because the older players they start dropping off, and it just makes us tougher and tougher to continue on, and at a certain point you would have to call it quits. We are still far away from that, but 14 years in now, have to start seeing some winning soon. So finish with a record of 54, 19, and 9. Just absolutely crazy season once again here from your Quebec Nordiques. Everyone has finished all 82 games. Who do we have in round 1? And it looks like it's going to be the Florida Panthers. Interesting. So I don't believe we've played them yet so far in the playoffs. Let's go do a wrap up here and then we'll go take a look at what their team is currently looking like. It's going to Stats Central here. Finishing with a record of 15, 19, and 4 as I previously said. Good for 117 points on the season. That is easily good there for number 1 in the NHL. Right behind us, our rival, our divisional foe, the Montreal Canadiens. At least we don't have them in round number 1. Looking at our point scoring here, Desnoyers leading the way 84, Vazzy 79, Joseph 64. And yeah, absolutely carrying it. Lemaire still there at 87. But everyone just throughout this lineup, like your middle 6 guys are all putting up at least 40 plus points, which is a huge reason to the success. Norman with 57, LaBelle 46. All these guys, yeah. Jacques still at 73, unfortunately. Hopefully we get some off-season growth. And William Lassell. Honestly, I think that could be a back-to-back Vezina. 42, 14, and 7. Look at those numbers. Insane year from really both our goalies. But yeah, Lassell continues his absolute elite level of play. And we'll see at the awards show if he is recognized once again. Alright, so let's go take a look here at our first round opponents. That being the Florida Panthers. So what is Florida looking like in 2037 I think we're at now? Pretty late into this. So ooh, that's a really good top 6. Beckett Seneca leading the way there. Everyone at least 86, a lot of X factors. And honestly, the bottom 6 is pretty good too, almost all 80s. Defensively is a little weak. Darlene at an 83. Outside of that, yeah, they have a 68 down there. And then in the net, they have Sebastian Cosa, 87 overall. So definitely more of a top-heavy team, but yeah, we can't take them lightly for sure. Let's go and simulate the first few games and see what happens against the Panthers. So we'll start with the first 3. So game number 1 here at home, 2-1 overtime win. Great way to start the playoffs, followed by a 5-4 overtime loss and a 6-3 regulation loss. So down 2-1, go back into Florida, let's take a game here. And that is a 3-0 loss. We're down 3-1. Come on, guys, we need to rally. It's either win or go home. 8-2 win. Okay, there's a statement. Let's keep that up here at game 6. Once again, it's win or go home. And there we go, 3-2 win. Okay, we're going to game 7 against the Panthers at home in Quebec in a huge 4-2 win. So just like that, we rallied off 3 straight wins. We're going on to round number 2. And look at that. You know it. We're going up against the number 2 team in the NHL, the Montreal Canadiens, once again. So let's see, is Montreal looking any different here from when we've played them in the past few seasons? Going to Montreal, still have Slafkovsky there, Diorio. Obviously, yeah, they're looking pretty similar. Still very, very stacked. And, oh yeah, they have Dupont-Guerin, that 2-headed monster on the defense. And in the net, they still do have Jacob Fowler. So definitely a very, very tough test here. Montreal is always going to give us a good fight. Let's go 4 games here. Let's see what'll happen. So first game in Montreal, 2-1 loss, by 4-0 loss, but with 3-2 loss, a 2-1 win. So we're down 3 games to 1. Have to win out once again. Come on, we did it before, and we do not do it again with a 3-2 loss in game number 5. So unfortunate exit once again here in the Stanley Cup playoffs. I will go simulate to the end of the NHL playoffs, take a look at the awards, the retirements, and do the NHL draft. Alright, so the Nashville Predators once again Stanley Cup champions, second in 3 years for them. Hoffman there leading the way. Do we have a Vezina winner once again? And no, Jacob Fowler steals it. So not only did the Canadiens knock us out, but their goalie steals the Vezina trophy from us. Outside of that, no other awards. So let's continue on toward our journey at the NHL entry draft. Toronto Maple Leafs go from 3-1, Boston goes from 10-2. So some decent movement there in the draft lottery. Of course, we are not part of it at this point. And what do we have for retired players this season? Let's go take a look. And wow, Connor McDavid finally calls it a career, 40 years of age on the Winnipeg Jets. I did not even see him go to Winnipeg. That's crazy. 1,992 points. Right behind him is Cale Makar, stayed on the Avs his whole career, 1,470 points. And yeah, so many superstars calling it a career at this point. Going to the goalies, that's kind of funny. Only Woll and Kochetkov. Ton of great skaters, only 2 goalies calling it a career this year. Alright, so that leaves us now in the NHL entry draft. I'm guessing we're going to have a pretty late first with our regular season success. That'll definitely weigh the draft pick toward the end of the first round. Let's see, yeah, 29. So let's see, what can we get at 29? I'll show you guys off the first couple of picks. So Corbin and 83, that's a good pick. Obviously just the standard medium elites. No one that we really missed out on this year. Alright, so what is available here out of the queue for round 1? So Milosh there, it's a risky pick. Dumont, he is a gem. Let's see, ETA, that tells me a lot. So 4 years compared to 3 years in the gem. I think we kind of have to go that direction. Likely going to be medium top 6. Let's go take a look. Medium top 6, center sniper, 63 lower overall, but should still play a role on this team in a couple of seasons. Go on to the second round here. What is left on the board here? So low top 6, that is not available to us since he's American. We do have a potential low elite sniper. We have a lot of those, but honestly there's nothing really else here on the board, so just take a shot here. Low top 6, that's not great. Don't know if he's ever going to actually end up playing for us. Continue on here to the third round. Is there any gems here available in the queue still? So you have Fucali. You have another potential elite plus there. power forward there, which is pretty interesting. We have king there, could be medium 4. It's a tough choice. I think we have to go with the low elite. I think the upside is just a little bit higher, especially with our defense not being too bad. So plus there is a low elite. Continue on here to pick number 128. Let's see, what else do we have available here? So is that king guy actually, he might still be here? No, he's not. He must have just gone. I'm curious. King, where is he? So yeah, medium top 6. Yeah, we absolutely made the right decision there. Getting a low elite compared to a medium top 6 defender. Outside of that, not much else here available. I guess we maybe just go to Binsky. Not going to really matter either way. Defender in the system, low top 6 defender. Who knows? Probably just an AHL player though. Continuing on here, 2 more rounds left. Let's sort it by potential. So we do have a potential low elite here. He is a gem. Lefebvre. Honestly, yeah, absolutely taking him right now. No need to risk it. Another low elite, 51 overall. Okay, here we go. So a couple of low elites in this draft. That's definitely good value. They can just randomly spike sometimes. So going to round number 6. Anything else available? Turgeon. I doubt he's going to be anything. Those players are like normally bottom 6, but hey, we'll take a shot. The potential says he should be good. And medium top 9. It's actually better than I thought. Low overall, but I'll take it. And then one more pick here. Is there anyone else here that we want to take a flyer on? Once again, let's go sort by potential in the queue. And yeah, it's very barren. A couple of Americans there, but outside of that, really not much. Honestly, let's go for that Burrows guy. Canadian defender, who knows? And he is a medium 7th defender, about right for the 7th round. So actually a pretty good draft class. Some guys I could definitely see playing for us at some point. There's a few that are clearly just going to be AHL players, but you need those as well. But yeah, I think overall, that is going to do it for episode 14 of our Draft to Glory franchise mode here. Again, really good regular season success. We just need to see that carried over to the playoffs. It's getting there. Hopefully next episode is finally the one. But that will do it for today's video. I will see you all in the next one.